was a student newspaper for Kingston. Basically just write about news that relates to students and what they would find interesting.
So the news meeting is where the students bring their ideas.
Well, could the KU angle be that because young people aren't going to have access to the booster jabs, they're worried that's going to affect what's going to happen to the uni?
It's a team effort. They're individual reporters writing individual stories, but at the end of the day, they're a team that work together.
So there's been a lack of stories over the weekend, so anybody not working on the print edition could get on some stories. That'd be brilliant. They're eager, engaged, and they find really good stories.
So our story about the politics department shutting down is like pretty much ready.
We have a deadline to get it to the printers. There's a lot of work to do before we get to that point.
Do you think it's going to be a good paper?
Yes, I do.
What's going to be good about it?
Because I'd want to read it if I wasn't on the newspaper. I think that's one of the main things that I kind of try to tell myself, is that if I want to read it, I think a lot of other students want to.
By Friday, it will be real. It'll be out there. You'll take a copy home and pin it on your bedroom walls.
Hi, thanks so much for doing this, by the way. I'm just going to launch straight into it. Are you worried COVID's going to spread across the uni and potentially interfere with your studies?
So what do you reckon the top line of your story is going to be?
Private renting students left in the dark by uni's concierge service, or left in the dark when self-isolating. I haven't figured out the exact wording, but something along the lines of that.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And when you guys moved into your like second year houses, whereabouts in Kingston were you both? Basically, they're getting married. They met at Middle Mill, had a sort of romantic whirlwind at uni. It's a nice story.
It's a light story.
It's a light story compared to some of the other stuff that I've got going on in the newspaper. This is like a nice break because it's, yeah.
So we start at 9 in the morning, and then we basically work together as a team to help each other out with layouts, read each other's texts.
I want to hear the things.
Let's listen to it. Let's get the good bits first.
And then sub-edit, all that kind of stuff. And then we're there basically until midnight.
This is about the girls' night in, the nightclub spiking situation. So just about like a movement that's happening currently, where girls are kind of deciding to stay in. But yeah, it's become a big movement.
And a place I call a second family.
They've been laying out their pages. We've had a few late stories come in, particularly the sports stories, because we've been covering a match that happened this afternoon. So basically people have been busy either writing and finishing off or getting their stories into InDesign and laying them out. We're just about to print off some proof pages to see how things are looking.
When you get a statement from the university, you can't just put it at the bottom. You will need to sort of like weave it into the story.
How's it looking? Is it looking like a good paper?
Hope so. They've certainly put the work in.
Everybody's been working on either online or for print. So that's been really, really fun, and helping each other out. And then papers finally came, and it was really exciting. And then we started carrying them out.
Have you had a look at the paper yet?
No, not yet, but haven't had time.
Started tearing up the papers and stuff to actually see the papers. It was very exciting, and I felt very proud in that moment as well. Yeah, I think we're all really excited to see it and actually hold it in our hands.
So you're doing $3.90 per location.
The deputy editor managed or delegated people to go around to different campuses and around town to place the papers and talk to students and hand them out. We've got a lot of positive feedback, a lot of good stories. I'm very proud that we had a lot of good heavy stories, I guess, and not a lot of lighthearted stories. Be being the editor of The River has really taught me a lot with actually managing a lot of people, meeting deadlines, finding stories, but it's also made me better at communication, it's made me better at time management, it's helped me work better in a team.